Yo, what is up, my lovely fiends? We got some leftovers for you today from a festival. I just wanted to grab the rest of the gems and do some dailies by doing some XZs and Link stuff here. So we'll get right into it. Forgive my voice if it's a little more tender and crackly than usual. I just saw Avenged Sevenfold last night, so I was screaming and crying like a little bitch. So anyway, let's get right into this. I'm going first, so, I won. JK, there's plenty of, you guys could look at my other videos from the event. You could totally win going second, but sometimes it helps having the better hand. I have Ku Klok in this instance, so it's going to be a little rough for my opponent because I'm going to start popping cards right out of his hand. Let's see what he's got. Boom, mirror match. So, with that, I'm going to assume that he doesn't have a lady. Which is tough. You probably would want to run 3 in this event, maybe even in ranked for this instance for the mirror match. It's nice to drop a lady because if he were to be able to drop one, if he was a champ and had one, he would be able to use this big welcome Labrynth for its compulse effect. He could have bounced the lovely from my field or one of the traps that you knew that I set. Probably one of the traps, to be honest. If he bounced the big welcome, that would be huge. So, Ariana, speaking of which, grab my own lady. She's protected because I still have a set. I decide to big welcome. And here's the tech. Here's the tech. Someone beat me with this, and I was like, this is a fucked up card, right? Obviously, there's no Eradicator in this event format, but in the event... or in the instance where in ranked, if they do end up banning Eradicator. I hope not. I think it's funny. But if they do, this could be really funny. Yeah, you banish a random card. It could come back after the 4th standby phase. It's modern Yu-Gi-Oh, ladies and gentlemen. It's, you know what I mean? Like, they might not make it to the 4th standby phase if you're activating this, especially going first. So, anyway, it's cheese. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's the strat, but it's really, really funny. And you're gonna see me about to pull this off. So... I Ku Klok. Pop with lovely, the evenly. Yeah, you actually don't even see me, but I would have just flipped that. Boom, banished one, and you just would have had, what, 3? Wait, no, if you drew 3, yeah, 3, 3 cards in hand or whatever. Yeah, not really fun when you're going second and you have 3 cards in your hand. So that's also kind of like the cheese factor behind the Light Force Sword is that, when your opponent is just... if it doesn't feel that impactful when you're doing it, right? Like when you're sniping and hand looping your opponent, it might not feel as impactful as you think. But when you're on the receiving end, you truly understand how fucked up that was. And especially because I hit the evenly out of his hand last game. So he was like, no me gusta, I'm done. So we see here that my opponent, this is another mirror. I'm like, well, it's the event, right? They're all going to be fucking mirrors. Might as well be a crazy house with all the goddamn mirrors going on. So, lady, set big welcome. Nice little standard Labrynth, This is a decent Labrynth board. You could do a lot with just these two. You'd be very surprised. I do what I think my opponent last game should have done if they had this in hand, is you definitely want to put this down. Even if you don't... I don't have Chandelier in this instance, which is a little rough, because I could have set something to protect her to make sure she wouldn't be popped. But I noticed he still has kind of a weaker starting board. It's enough to do a lot of things, but in the mirror match, it's a little bit weak. So I figured even if he is able to somehow bring out Lady... I forgot what he set. Was that a welcome or a big welcome? It was a big welcome. So I figured if he brings out Lovely and pops... something, I could probably get him to pop a lady on field instead of something else in hand, because with Ariana I could just search another lady, so I'm not really tripping. And if he doesn't fire it off in the standby or draw, which he doesn't, I could just instantly set a card and then she's protected, which is what I do. I Ariana and then I grab the Ku Klok, and my game plan is really, I'm going to Ku Klok the fuck out of this dude with this IDP, right? Like, that's, like, my plan. If you resolve IDP in a mirror match with Labrynth, you win. Usually. Besides an Eradicator, right? But obviously no Eradicator in this event. So I opt to do IDP. Target the Ku Klok, or excuse me, the stove. And I forgot about his little Medora there. Or maybe I knew. Maybe I just wanted him to get it out of the way since it's at 1. It's going to be one of his only ones, you know, unless he runs the other one. So, but that was the only one in grave. So now he just has the Prospe in grave. I search our friend Light Force Sword again. Maybe I'll actually be able to use it. But yeah, my IDP will fizzle. And then we're about to go to, yeah, he bounces the Lady of the Hand with the big welcome. He's able to pop. Who did he pop? Oh, yeah, my big welcome, which was interesting because I could banish my big welcome now to bounce his back row to hand, attack over at Lady, try to attack directly. We know that he has a Lady, so he sets it back. But that's all he has. He has a pretty weak board. I'm going first. Or excuse me, I'm on the draw now. So we're about to see me, you know, Light Force the fuck out of him. He's going to attempt to activate Lady Effect. That is now when I decide to Dogmatica before he has a set card so I could actually destroy his Lady. And he's going to big welcome. So he could have done an interesting thing. He could have big welcomed himself and then just brought the Lady back down. Instead, he opts to bounce the welcome, which normally like isn't like a bad play, but my brother in Christ, I have a Dogmatica out. I guess he didn't want to risk her getting banished with the Light Force Sword, but I don't know, man. I don't think that's the play because she for sure gets destroyed if you don't bounce her. And she could just come back. Actually, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a risk. You know, sometimes you could be feeling unlucky, but yeah, so it prompts me to trigger my Welcome Labrynth, then my own Lady. And because she's resolving last, she feels pretty safe. I'll be able to set another card, which will be a big welcome. I bring out Lovely. Boom, Dogmatica. Pop the Lady that we just saw. And what did I send again? Oh, yeah, you. I guess. Oh, yeah, he only had 1 card, so I wasn't going to Intis, right? I wasn't going to do that. So just whatever type of bullshit that was there. He's going to opt to set a big welcome. I Light Force banish a random card from his hand. I'm going to assume it's pretty impactful. And now I'm about to Lovely Effect. So pop another card. Or I probably could just opt to pop his set. I think that's the smarter play. The bastard plays to hit another card from his hand. But I'd rather just probably pop it. Oh, no, I do the bastard play. Okay, I do the absolute bastard play. And I hit Ariane, who might have even been his only normal summon in hand, depending on what he does in this main phase. He might just opt to set. Yep. So that might have been his only normal this main phase. So I could like kind of totally fucked him over with that. I drew into my own Medora. I don't use this in my actual ranked deck list. You guys could check out that video because it's kind of a nombo with Necro Valley. Necro Valley is obviously banned in the event. And don't worry, guys. This is the last of the event, or I guess the replay after this will be. And we'll bury that, and we will never speak about that event again, right? I'm so over this. Trust me, I was so annoyed. Even though I'm technically have the best deck, it's still annoying playing a mirror match all the time. Sometimes it's nice to play somebody that isn't playing what you're playing. I don't know. Teal players might say otherwise because they always talk about how, yo, it's so skillful and balanced to bring all the blah, 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 blah. Suck my dick. Your deck's broken. Still. So I opt to search Kuklok because I want to, I think I just set the IDP. Yeah, and that was my plan. I was I just want to fire off this IDP and for sure, get this off because then I win. I for sure win. I would have won first turn if I could have gotten that off. So he's going to big welcome, chaining to my Kuklok. He sees what my game plan is. I'm going to big welcome. So I already used Ariana's effect, so I'm just going to bring out another Lady to threat the push for game, because if we look at this board here, let me pause this. He brings out his Lovely. He's obviously going to bounce his Ariana himself, his own Ariana. I have enough game on board, or maybe I'm just shy of it, minus 2,900. I'm just shy of game, unless I am able to do something interesting with this IDP or pop one of these guys on the field. So, Kuklok, Ariana, he's going to bring a Lady. Makes sense, right? Because he's going to be able to special summon that Lady. Chain Lovely. Chain Welcome. He's going to Lovely. So, it's just a matter of what are we going to pop and where. And also, because of Kuklok, I'm able to IDP, which is my main game plan, which is why I want to save that for the last Chain Link for what he does. Target his Lady in grave. So we're just going to do that right away. And I take a little bit of a second to just, again, look at this attack. So I'm pretty sure I definitely have game on board. I don't even need to necessarily banish something. He could pop one of these cards now because I don't have another set to protect any of these ladies. I mean, this one could get popped regardless because she's negated from IDP. But that's pretty much my game plan. And he realizes that, like, it's over. I could banish her to banish a lovely. It just did not matter. And he was smart to just get the fuck out of there. Of course, all these Master Sweat Lords. I'm Master now, but obviously I wasn't Master the last episode I did of these event gameplays. I was still only, like, Diamond something. And they were still putting me up against Master. So, yeah, they think they know how to use my deck better than me. They can't. Besides the one guy that used Light Force Sword against me to begin with, and I was like, that's kind of heat, actually. And here, I decided to mix it up a little bit. I was playing with my buddy, Andrea. Shout out to you. I told him, I was like, yeah, let me mix it up with, like, some lab layer, at least, so it's not, like, complete fucking cancer. It's objectively worse. But it could just be a fun way to get a little bit of layered cheese in this event. Since, like, Diablos is a dragon, so he's gone. And I don't know, like, it's still usable, so we'll use it. I Metaverse because there's no Ash, so I just Metaverse, Layer Darkness, and I got a quick effect tribute in Lilith's effect. So I'm sitting pretty tall. I see the set 5, set 6 really with the monster, right? So we're like, okay, but your boy's just so fucking skillful at Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point. It's just easy. I'm just going to Harpies this guy to Oblivion, which is what I opt to do. He fires off everything all at once, which he kind of has to. I tribute. So I could have done a few different things with this Lilith. I could have potentially chained... What could I have chained? I could have chained the big welcome to bounce this one, so that he couldn't target it with Compulse, but I just opted. It was just a quick effect tribute. I was like, fuck it, And I probably could have also saved her effect too by bringing her back down if I bounced her to tribute something on his board. But either way, Harpies goes. He has no back row, but he is going to Lady and Lovely effect, so he's going to pop something and special summon her. Pops the Layer Darkness, so whatever. I guess I made the correct play. And I opt to bring my own Labrynth. Or my Labrynth, my field spell, and he's about to eat shit with this big welcome because I'm going to pop the lovely effect, IDP, bring his own lovely, banish his lady and my lovely, or both of them actually, they were both his, the lovely and lady, and then pop the back row, which is just his welcome Labrynth that he set that turn. And because I use a normal, I could actually just bring back the Lilith. So I just play safe instead of attacking with the 2K Lilith. I say, hey, why not just beat over this? Because I think the stove or furniture, whatever, is 2K booty. So figured it's probably just a smart thing to do. He has backjack. You can't use it because he already welcomed this turn. So I bring back I revive my big welcome Labrynth. My opponent is what we like to call straight fucked. So he opts to bounce Lovely, and then I just flip big well, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess I do just lose. Like, you just look at this board advantage. So technically, Layer of Darkness did cheese out a win there, but it was really just the old-fashioned, tried and true Labrynth beatdown. So sorry, I think these are all 3 mirror matches. I know it's fucking lame, but just want to get these leftovers out of the way because they're kind of fun games still. I don't know. I always take joy in watching my opponents suffer. So thanks again, guys, for checking out my videos, and I really appreciate the love I got in the last video. You guys have really been coming through with a lot of the views on there. So a little bit of a shorter, quote-unquote shorter one, just barely under 15 minutes. And I don't know, it might just be short videos up until the ranked reset, and then I might mess around. I'm still messing around with some new decks, so it might be maybe a week or so for the next Labrynth to master, but stay tuned with the reset. Stay fiending, motherfuckers.